Hi guys, wealth secrets. We all love these. We all love wealth secrets. This is my very first one, and it's to do with mind and money. It's your belief that there's an abundance of money out there that will get you there. And I think our upbringing sometimes makes us a little bit fussy about where we're going to get our money from, and that can hold us back. I'm often reminded that, the airline, you're sitting on a plane and it's about to take off and they do that safety check thing. And the host and the hostess, they say, look, in case of an emergency, look for your nearest exit. And guess what? The nearest one may just be behind you. So please turn around and have a look, because the nearest one may just be behind you. And I think we forget that in business. We're so focused on this is the only way we can make money that we forget there are other ways you can turn around. I learned this fairly early on. I came out of the military, and this is a really good point I'm going to make here. So, listen to this and you'll really get it. And I came out, so I couldn't get a job. And the only thing going was cleaning, going at night with a vacuum cleaner strapped to my back, vacuuming floors and dusting with a feather duster. I laugh now. And I was getting like $10 an hour for this thing. I live in Australia, so $10 an hour is about the thing. It's between 8 and 10, but we'll say 10 just for easy reckoning. And so one night shift I'd finished, and I was actually sitting in a cafe, and a gentleman who had a multi-million-dollar cleaning business, he looked at me, recognized I was a cleaner, and he mistook me for a business owner. He actually thought I owned the company, I owned the cleaning rounds. And he said, hey, where are you cleaning? And I told him a couple of places, and he said, look, would you consider selling me the contracts? I'll buy them off you for half the value of what you get per year. And I'm like, what? What's this contract thing? I've never heard of this. I vacuum, I get $10. I don't know what's going on here. Hey, please explain. And he was really generous with his time. And I find successful people are really generous with their time. And he said, look, this is how it works. If you went and knocked on a door and you won a contract and got it, I would buy off you for 50% of the value. That's how I'm building my company up. And he said, we do it by organic sales and by acquisitions. That's how their two-tiered prong for growing was. And I was amazed, and I was like, tell me how to quote, tell me how you do this. And he did. So I didn't go home that day. I went out and did some door knocking, and by the end of the day, I burned a bit of shoe leather, but I signed a contract, and I think the first one was roundabout, and I'm in Australia, so it's Australian dollars. I think it was worth about $6,000 for the year. But I went back and saw him that evening in his office. I showed him what I'd done, and true to his word, he gave me half the value, $3,000. I'm on $10 a night, working 4 or 5 hour shifts. I'm earning $50, $60. I've just earned myself $3,000. Well, guess what? The very next day, I went cleaning that night because I had an obligation to. But the very next day, I was out knocking on doors. I think I did 2 contracts that day, only 2, of all the door knocking and quoting. But I think it was about $17,000 or $18,000. I got half the money. That was my first foray into business, realizing don't be fussy how you're making money. I'm realizing that there is an abundance of wealth out there and an abundance of people out there that are willing to pay for a certain skill set you've got. What value can you bring to them? That's what they're going to pay for. So if I was to leave you with anything today, it's don't be fussy about where you earn your money. Broaden your mind. Remember, it's your mind, it's your attitudes, and it's your beliefs that'll create you your wealth. I'll see you tomorrow.